Welcome back, model builders and Bond fans. In today's episode we're diving into pack 7 of the iconic DB5 from Goldfinger, and in this one we build and fit the ejector seat.
Ejector seat? You're joking.
I never joke about my work, 007.
For stage 48, I'll assemble the passenger seat base. First, place the seat cushion onto the seat base and then fit the seat cover onto the seat base. For stage 49, I'll assemble the passenger seat. First, fit the backrest adjustment wheel into the backrest tilt hinge. Screw the parts together with one PS36 screw. Now, fit the backrest cover onto the backrest. Next, fit the backrest tilt hinge onto the assembly and secure with 3 PS21 screws. Fit the assembly onto the seat base and secure with 1 PS1 screw. Now, secure the backrest to the seat base with 2 PS37 screws. Finally, for this stage, fit the backrest tilt hinge to the assembly and secure with 1 PS1 screw. For stage 50, I'll assemble the ejector seat mechanism. First, place the spring onto the guide rails and then the guide rails cover onto the assembly and secure with 4 DS20 screws. Hook the return spring onto the lever and then fit the return spring and the lever to the cockpit floor, securing with 2 PS11 screws. Fit the guide rails to the cockpit floor and secure with 4 PS5 screws. Now, fit the bracket over the lever. There's a small tab on the bracket that fits into the recess, and secure with 2 PS5 screws. Next, slide the passenger seat onto the guide rails. There will be a click sound when the seat locks into place. Pulling the lever will release the passenger seat. And that's just brilliant. For stage 51, I'll assemble the rear seat base. First, fit the 2 rear seat cushions onto the rear seat base, noting the angle they sit at. Now, fit the rear seat cover onto the rear seat base. For stage 52, I'll assemble the rear seat backrest. First, fit the backrest cushion onto the backrest, again noting the angle the cushion sits. Next, fit the backrest cover onto the backrest. Then fit the assembly to the seat base and secure with 4 PS5 screws. For stage 53, I'll start assembling the dashboard. First, fit the right dashboard element to the dashboard with 1 PS12 screw, and then fit the left side. For stage 54, I'll fit the glove box, the clock and the temperature control switches. Start by fitting the handle to the glove box, securing it with 1 PS12 screw. Next, fit the glove box lid to the glove box and switches. Fit the temperature control switches to the dashboard, securing it with 1 PS12 screw. Now, fit the glove box and switches to the assembly. Secure the parts together with 1 PS5 screw. Fit the clock lens to the assembly, then fit the clock onto the clock lens with 1 PS5 screw. Then fit the cigarette lighter to the assembly. For stage 55, I'll fit the radar tracking system and the radio. First, carefully stick the radio sticker onto the radio. Then fit it into the radar housing and secure with one PS4 screw. Next, stick the radar sticker onto the flat side of the radar glass. Then fit the radar panel into the radar housing and fit the radar glass onto the assembly. Fit the radar glass onto the assembly and secure it with two PS5 screws. Fit the assembly to the dashboard with two more PS5 screws. For stage 56, I'll fit the dashboard dials and switches. First, carefully stick the dial stickers to the dial plate. Then, fit the dial trim onto the dial housing and fit the dial lenses onto the assembly. Now fit the dial plate onto the assembly, securing it with two PS21 screws. Fit the air vent switch to the assembly and secure with another PS21 screw. Fit the assembly to the dashboard and fit the dial reflector on the other side with two PS2 screws. And finally, for this stage, fit the three switches to the assembly. For stage 57, I'll fit the steering wheel and the dashboard LEDs. First, fit the steering shaft into the steering wheel, making sure to fit the end without the hole. Fit the DB5 badge into the steering wheel, making sure the hollowed end of the steering shaft is facing up. Next, place the steering column into the lower shroud and fit the upper shroud to the assembly, securing the parts in place with four PS12 screws. Now, fit the assembly into the dashboard and fit the dashboard LEDs to the assembly. Retrieve the cockpit floor assembly and thread cable number 5 through the hole. Plug cable number 4 into the socket marked 4. Plug the cable number 6 into socket 6 and then 7 into 7. Fit the cable fastener onto the assembly, securing it with one PS9 screw. Fit the dashboard to the cockpit floor, securing it with two PS5 screws and from underneath with another PS5 screw. And finally, for pack 7, connect the cables labelled 5 together. And that's it for pack 7 of the Agora Models 1/8 scale James Bond DB5 from Goldfinger. If you're enjoying the build so far, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next stage as we continue bringing 007's iconic ride to life, piece by piece. Thanks for watching, and until the next time, oh, I'll never get tired of that.